This is Future Talk.
Future Talk.
Future Talk with Omnia Saleh and Hani Balkis.
Welcome back to Future Talk right here on Pulse 95. It is me, Hani Balkis, with Omnia Saleh, bringing you everything you need to know about what's happening in the tech world and in the UAE. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Thursday, February 4th, 2021, and I'm excited because...
I thought you were going to forget to mention the fact that it's Thursday.
It is Thursday, man. I love my Thursdays. We're going to have a great weekend, inshallah. And to kick off your weekend, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of interesting stories in store for you.
Yes, indeed. Lots is happening in the tech world, and one of the most shocking news is the fact that Jeff Bezos has stepped down as Amazon's CEO. Why is that? And what is he choosing to do instead? This is definitely something that we're going to be sharing with you in just a few moments.
Yes, and we're also going to be talking about Facebook once again, as it is asking users to opt into activity tracking ahead of the iOS 14 update.
I'm very, very concerned about Facebook's strategy to get around iOS 14 changes. But coming up on the show as well, the Right to Repair movement, a movement that we've discussed multiple times on the show. It is about to end in 2021, and we're going to be telling you exactly why that is happening.
Yes, and we're also talking about how Instagram is stopping some people from posting photos and stories.
Feed photos to stories.
Yes, which is very weird, believe it or not, because we do know that Instagram tries to kind of promote posting more stories.
Yes, indeed. Coming up on the show as well, lots is happening in the app world, because we're talking about Google Meet creating a new strategy to help lure customers away from Zoom. They're introducing the brand new green room that will let all of us do an audio and video pre-check.
Yes, lots to talk about right here on Future Talk. We're taking a short break, but when we come back, we got a lot in store for you, ladies and gentlemen. But we're going to leave you with song Anybody by Burna Boy.
Daily digital news. Bits and bytes connect our world.
Your quick roundup of everything that is happening in the tech world, in the UAE and around the world. This piece of news has shaken the internet simply because we never saw it coming. We never expected to see Jeff Bezos stepping down as Amazon CEO.
Yes, he actually founded Amazon 27 years ago in his garage, and now he's the second richest man in the world. Jeff Bezos stepping down from Amazon did shake up the internet, and I remember Omnia going crazy. She sent me the story. She's like,
what? What's happening in the world?
And I mean, I kind of expected it.
I didn't see it coming.
I did expect it with a lot of events that were happening under the table that were not that mainstream media was not picking up per se. And I mean, we'll tell you what's going on in a bit.
Yes, indeed, because Bezos is planning to transition to the role of executive chair in the third quarter of this year, which will basically start by July 1st. And he is planning to basically take over as the CEO of Amazon instead of being the founder of Amazon. The reason behind it seems pretty interesting. It looks very, let's say, very sensationalized, because he sent out a memo to all of his employees saying that he needs time and energy to focus on the Day One Fund, which is the Bezos Earth Fund, which is also known as Blue Origin, and he wants to basically focus on other passions of his, grow them, since he's already achieved what he wanted to achieve with Amazon.
Yes, now the announcement did set off alarm bells on Wall Street and throughout the business community. Though the transition does not necessarily portend any significant change to Amazon's business, it does raise some questions, obviously. If someone is investing in Amazon stock, they're like, wait 1 second, why is the man of Amazon stepping down? Now, Bezos stepped away from Amazon at a time when its market value does hover around $1.7 trillion. Now, it does remain to be seen how active Bezos will be in the Amazon business in his new role. Now, several major tech executives have stepped down as CEO and remain kind of involved in their company's business. So I think it's the same thing with Microsoft. Now, we did see Bill Gates step down from Microsoft, but he still is kind of involved with Microsoft in a way.
Yes, indeed. Now, Bezos will always remain one of Amazon's biggest shareholders. However, he is choosing to basically focus on other passions. He did basically emphasized that he was not leaving Amazon altogether. He's still going to be executive chairman, which is a very important and active role in Amazon's success story. But whenever we're looking at Amazon's history, Amazon's history, and Jeff Bezos' history in Amazon. He started out as an employee,
Yes.
He joined it back in 1997. He helped build the company's cloud service business, which started out as a very small addition to its e-commerce operation. However, all we know about Amazon now is its e-commerce platforms. And so we've definitely seen how much he's grown with these platforms.
Yes, I mean, Amazon is the biggest e-commerce platform in the world right now, and he is the second richest man in the world just after Elon Musk. Now, a lot of people are speculating on the move for Jeff Bezos to step down is a lot of has to do with his policies when it does come to Amazon workers, how he did fire a lot of workers because of them trying to form a union against Amazon with the 20,000 COVID cases that were found in his warehouses, and how he was not testing his employees and not paying them for their sick leave. There's a lot of drama going on with Jeff Bezos and how he runs Amazon and the warehouses where that kind of do send us our items. So a lot of people are speculating that maybe Amazon soon will be under fire, and Jeff Bezos kind of wants to
avoid that.
lower his trademark.
True.
In a way, and lower that he is the founder and blah, 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 blah. But again, at the end of the day, it's all about rules and regulations and how he wants to play it in a court of law. I mean, at the end of the day, we all know that Jeff Bezos formed Amazon, but again, in a court of law, it does differ.
Absolutely. And he's also planning to dedicate a lot of his time to help out with his space exploration company that's known as Blue Origin that he actually owns. He also wants to do a lot of philanthropic efforts, so wants to give back to society with his Bezos Earth Fund that is more focused on helping the homeless, actually, whether it was families or even individuals, helping them, start a new life from scratch.
And who knows, maybe he does want to take on Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, and kind of focus on different endeavors. Let us know your guys' thoughts, 4215 or on our Instagram at Pulse95 Radio. What do you think about Jeff Bezos stepping down as the founder of Amazon? Do you think he's in some hot water, or he wants to just be the richest man in the world once again and is focusing on other things? Taking a short break, but when we come back, we got a lot in store for you, but we're going to leave you with Sorry.
Daily digital news. Bits and bytes connect our world.
Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I feel like every day we're talking about Facebook, and we are, because Facebook is doing a lot of things, and it might not be the best of things, but they're doing things that you guys need to know about. Now, Facebook is asking users to opt into activity tracking ahead of the iOS 14 changes. Now, starting today, some iOS users will see a new notification when they launch the Facebook app on their iPhones and iPads. The message will prompt individuals to allow the company to track their activity across websites and apps. Now, Facebook is testing the notification ahead of several privacy changes that Apple will implement later this year.
Can I just say this is a very smart way of going around Apple's latest privacy notifications, because the whole dilemma and the whole drama around it is that they want users to basically be the ones to opt in for websites to track them. So Facebook takes one step ahead and tries to basically collect all those yes votes before iOS 14 actually rolls out all those privacy notifications that may just put Facebook off the map.
Amazing theory, Onya, because I actually feel the same way. Now, when the setting is already done, by the time they download the new iOS, it's already done. They don't have to have that option popping up another time, but
the question is, will users actually give out this yes coherently? You know what I mean? Do they know what they're signing up for? Just like we've seen with WhatsApp, whenever the notification popped up, it actually got a lot of backlash.
Now, I mean, with Facebook in general, Facebook's a funny platform. Now, I do believe a lot of people will blindly accept, just like I didn't blindly accept the WhatsApp, but
we saw it, but we knew, what other option do you have?
What other option do you have? So if you're addicted to Facebook, you're out of luck. But those new policies were initially scheduled to go off into effect with the release of iOS 14. However, Apple did later delay them into 2021 to actually give developers more time to make their software more compliant with the developers.
Yes, indeed. One of the tweaks basically do require a lot of developers to explicitly ask every iPhone, every iPad user for their permission to obtain a unique code known as the IDFA. Now, this code is associated with every single device, and with the help of Facebook's audience network, that identifier is what would allow companies to link your Facebook data to a third-party application in order for Facebook to legally be able to show you any type of targeted ads.
Now, notably, Facebook's message will actually appear before Apple's own notification, thereby allowing the social media company to set the tone of the conversation, just like Omnia just kind of, she had a theory or an expectation.
Yeah.
And Omnia, as you can see, that is 100% right. Now, by opting into the website and app tracking, Facebook does say that it can provide you with a better ad experience, one where you will see more personalized advertisements. And it does also claim you'll be helping businesses that rely on advertising to reach their customers. Now, I don't like the way Facebook is coming in. They're trying to say like, hey, I'm working with you. I'm not working against you. But we do know that Facebook has been under a lot of fire in the past years because they sell their data to third-party marketers.
That's how they make their revenue.
That's how they make their money. So them saying, oh, we're doing it for you to have a personalized ad. Now, how many times do you say, hey, today I want an advertisement? Today, I feel like I want to see advertisements about watches because I love watches.
Exactly. It's like,
oh my God,
you know
is that
what?
the same watch that I was looking at?
Or that I was talking to my mom about.
Gosh darn, I'm going to buy it right now. No one cares if the ad is personalized to you, or I don't care. Do you care, Omnia?
I don't care, but let's be honest, they do lure you sometimes. You cannot deny that, especially Instagram ads. How many people have you known who've actually been lured by the different Instagram ads?
I mean, I'll be 100% honest with you. I've kind of fell into that to that area once or twice in my life. I'm not proud of it, but I fell into that area. But again,
so they do play it smart, but is it legally correct?
I mean, I think legally it might be correct. Is it ethically correct?
Yeah,
I think that is the bigger question. Is it ethically correct that I'm taking your information? It's like, I'm feeding you what you want. I'm feeding you the information. It's kind of psychological. They're playing a psychological mind game on you.
It is, and that's basically how they cater those ads to our needs.
I think, Omnia, it's kind of like if a man wants to get to know a woman and he knows already what she likes, so he tries to act like he is that thing.
Package.
The full package when he doesn't have those traits.
True.
And in the end, it's like, wait, that's not what I wanted.
Exactly, and it fits the scenario very well because that is definitely what a lot of social media platforms are doing. But
yeah, I mean, they're faking it to fit in, but I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. 4215 or on our Instagram at Pulse95 Radio. Are you like Omni and I? We don't really care if an ad is catered to our wants and needs, or do you like to have ads that say, hey, that watch that you were looking for, well, I got a deal on it, 40% off.
And there's a price with that personalized ad, which is your own information being sold to other companies. Let us know your thoughts. Coming up on the show, we're going to be talking all about the right to repair movement.
That's a big one.
Basically might be going extinct in the year 2021.
I guess we like to call that
apps all around.
What's worth a click and download?
If you're the type of person who likes to post your news feeds on your stories to basically try and grab a lot of traction to your posts, I've got some sad news for you. You may just not be able to do that anymore because Instagram has decided to disable the ability to share and reshare posts from our feeds to stories as part of a test to try and minimize repetitive content, let's say.
I mean,
it makes sense. I don't like people who post stories of their... Like, I just saw the picture on your feed. Why are you posting it on your story?
I mean, it's kind of like a signal boost. I mean,
it's like an ad.
It's like, hey, did you look at my new post? Now, I'll be 100% honest with you. Sometimes I used to see people do that, and I was like, nah, I don't like that. But I started to do that because it really does kind of make a difference when it's a signal boost. Now, we know how our Instagram feed is. It does have a new algorithm to it. It's not from like...
a lot of people hate that new algorithm.
It's a new algorithm, and it depends on how often you post. So some posts will be buried. Now, I remember, Omnia, when I go through my Instagram feed, and I'm scrolling, I'll see 12 hours ago, 8 hours ago, and then I'll be like, so all the way down there, 4 minutes ago. You see, so I mean, when it comes to the people we care about and that we care to look at their feed, sometimes it does get buried. So having that signal boost on the stories, I feel is better because at the end of the day, Omnia, I think everyone can agree. We care about how many likes we get on our pictures.
Sadly, it is true, and a lot of influencers have actually been very frustrated at Instagram's algorithm. If you don't turn on certain post notifications, even with them turned on, you may miss out on some of your favorite influencers' posts. And this is exactly why Instagram is trying to disappoint users once again. This change in the notification banner has been sent to users in certain countries where they're actually testing out this feature. So you will be notified by Instagram that this feature is no longer available. And they did kind of tune into a lot of what people using Instagram have been complaining about. So not the influencers, not the content creators, but people who have been commenting that they want to see fewer posts in stories. They hate that ant-sized format on the stories when people post a lot of stories. But I don't feel like one post is gonna affect that.
I mean,
If someone talks too much, they talk too much.
they talk too much regardless. Yes, 100%. But I mean, I'm looking at it as, for example, how artists or businesses and organizations how they operate and how they get in front of users. Now, Instagram's algorithm does favor friends and family, but I think if you put a post of yours on your story and you tag, for example, or have a hashtag of, let's say, art, beauty, Sharjah, for example, and someone searches those, that's how you get noticed. Now, Instagram's algorithm, I do look at it as, and again, I'm going to say this for the 100th time, TikTok's algorithm is out of this world.
Everyone loves it.
But Instagram's algorithm, it does kind of favor the already well-established people.
Agreed with that as well. Let us know your thoughts. Are you happy or are you disappointed by this change that will be coming to Instagram pretty soon? Our text lines are open, 4215, do Ittisalat, or slide into RDM's at Pulse 95 Radio.
Check this out. Check this out. Pulse 95.
Now, this is a trend or a movement that I can surely 100% get on and support, which is the right to repair movement and how it's going to explode in 2021. Now, ladies and gentlemen, whether it's John Deere efforts to make tractor repair more costly and annoying, Apple's bullying of independent repair shops, or literally anything else where you have to only repair it at their own stores, well, this might just end in 2021.
Yes, indeed. Now, why is this happening? We're going to be giving you all the details, but last year definitely witnessed a lot of progress for the right to repair, including the expansion of an existing Massachusetts law that would typically require car makers to provide independent mechanics access to some diagnostic tools that would basically be needed at dealerships. A federal right to repair law was actually also considered for the first time in U.S. history, and 2021 is actually expected to take that effort to an entirely new level because 14 states are now in the process of introducing and debating new right to repair laws.
Now, Omnia, I like now that the United States is jumping on this movement because we saw this actually coming out of the EU, I think last year in 2020, the EU was actually kind of starting to attack with Apple and how a lot of individual repair shops should be able to repair Apple phones without repercussions from Apple and without bullying the consumer, which is us. Now, the surge in interest in the right to repair is actually not great news for companies who are keen on perpetrating the waste inherent in planned obsolescence. Now, such companies have spent years attempting to derail these efforts, and we're seeing that happening with Apple. Now, Apple, I do believe that there's a kind of, I think if you repair out of Apple Store, they will not cover your phone again. It's out of warranty.
Yes, and this is exactly how they try to trap customers into either buying Apple Care or only fixing their phones at Apple stores.
Pretty costly to pay Apple to fix your phone. Now, I do know that they'll give you a kind of a one-strike chance. If you break your phone once, they're like, hey, okay, no problem. Here's 1,200 dirhams, which is a lot. 1,200 dirhams will give you a refurbished phone, not even a brand new phone, a refurbished phone. You break it again, either you have to pay for the full phone or you have to just repair, I think, the screen, which goes for another 1,000.
Honestly, repairing the screen is almost, in my opinion, half the price of a new phone because iPhones are basically 90% screen, 10% other hardware.
I mean, yeah, 100% Omnia. I mean, I've had my phone repaired, my iPhone 6, my iPhone 5 repaired in a shop right here in Sharjah, and they call it Dawar Spinis, the Spinis roundabout.
Okay,
and
I
it's
never heard of that.
You've never?
No.
Oh man, this is an iconic. There's like 40, 50, 60, 70 mobile shops, Omnia. You can buy, sell, repair.
Dawar Spinis?
Dawar Spinis.
Spinis?
Yeah, that's what they call it in Arabic. Dawar Spinis, but I think it is actually called Spinnies Roundabout because there was a Spinnies in that roundabout, but then they removed it.
No way.
And now, Omnia, it does consist of only mobile shops and mobile shop repairs. And a lot of people actually, Omnia, all over the UAE come to Dawar Spinnies just to get their phones or cell phones.
And then you get your phone bricked.
And and then what happened to me, ladies and gentlemen, going back to that story, is that I fixed my phone at the Spinnies roundabout. And then later on, I'm trying to open my phone. It's not working. Like 2 or 3 days later, that was after an update. And it says, please take your phone to the nearest Apple store. So there I go.
This is what you get for cheating on Apple.
19-year-old Hani, walk into this Apple store. Hey, I have a phone. It's not working. Oh, no, your phone's bricked. What does that mean? That means you cannot use your phone. It's just literally a brick.
Oh my God.
Okay, how am I need a phone. Okay, pay $1,500.
You can go. You bought a new phone, or they would.
After I Baba Hani, Baba Akram, my dad Hani, Abu Hani, I said, Baba, please, I need phone.
My phone was bricked.
My phone was bricked, and then after long convincing how it was not my fault,
my God,
he gave me money to go get a phone.
Well, I'm glad at least it ended in somewhat of a happy ending.
Yes, I still have that phone, Omnia. No way. I paid $1,500. If you think about it, Omnia, I paid double for that phone.
Because back in the day, $1,500 for a new phone it's like 4K now.
Yeah, so I paid double for that. So that phone is not going anywhere. I'm not selling it. I still have it in my drawer, and I do charge it every day.
I'm so glad. And younger Hani, your kids one day, they will go ahead and inherit that.
Of course, I paid double for that phone. I mean, iPhone 6 Omnia was an iconic phone.
It was an iconic phone.
It did break, and I do believe until this day, Omnia, iPhone 6 sales are the best out of all the other phones.
It was a hit in the market.
It was a hit, and I think with the right to repair, Omnia, a lot of phones like the iPhone 6 will have more longevity in the lifespan.
And it's interesting that you mentioned this because a lot of companies have been trying to reduce e-waste, trying as much as they can to, and Apple is one of them. They give you the option to not replace, but you can take back your old phone, and they'll pay you money for. Yes. They'll pay a specific amount of money to help you buying your new phone.
I mean, Omnia, I just believe in that this is just all a scam.
It is in a way,
I feel like it's just propaganda because at the end of the day, Omnia, Apple is producing those high 50, I think it's 25 or 50 watt chargers.
Yeah.
You have to buy them. They don't give it to you in your phone.
No.
So you're producing them anyways. So why don't you give it to me for free?
That concept of not having a charger in the box and Android copying them with the new Galaxy S Note 21, I think.
But I gave it a counterattack to Apple, Omnia.
What?
I counterattacked them.
How?
When I got my iPhone 12, I didn't buy the 12.
Oh, yes.
I bought an Anchor. I bought an Anchor wall charger.
And he's like, okay, I'm going to revolt against you all.
Yeah.
I'm going to protest in my very own way.
It's pretty expensive. How much is that?
I think it was... I'm trying to remember. I think it was 80 or 90.
I mean,
extra dirhams when you to buy the.
You add all that up. That is another 400, 500 dirhams in accessories. But I want to know your guys' thoughts. 4215 Slot or on our Instagram at Pulse95 Radio. Do we deserve the right to repair? Yes or no?
Yes, we do. In my opinion, we do.
Do we deserve the right to repair, or should we always go to Apple to get our things fixed or covered? 4215 Slot taking a short break, but when we come back, we're talking about Google.
Pulse 95.
Apps all around.
What's worth a click and download?
Honey, we have never really considered using Zoom before the COVID-19 pandemic, but I want to ask you an honest question. How many times do you open your camera on your phone or the FaceTime app on your MacBook to check how you look like before you enable the camera on Zoom? Am I the only one?
I think once. The first time we did the Zoom group call.
Yeah.
The first day of lockdown.
Yeah.
The first day where we were all working from home, and our bosses came up and
my God.
We had, I think it was like 40. How many people? 30 people.
30 people.
And I was like, I put on a shirt. I was in my tank top. I put on a shirt, like brushed my hair a little bit, looked in the camera, like, you look pretty good.
And then you
and then I
turned
came
it
on.
on.
And then after that, I was like,
Whatever.
It was whatever,
Just
man.
confidently opening Zoom.
I mean, come on. It's not like you guys are better than. It's like we were all nocturnal bats.
Honestly true.
Pun intended.
Honestly true.
Yeah.
I mean,
I lived in the dark for a good amount of time.
I have no doubt about it because you had a whole gaming station. That was your biggest goal.
Yeah, and I closed all the lights. You remember how white I was after quarantine?
Ghostly, literally.
Yeah.
You looked ghostly.
I haven't seen sun.
But now Google Meets is making a much easier option for all those who want to make sure that they look good, that everything is set before they start their official meeting. Whether it was, a guest on the show that we're having or even just a meeting with someone you've never met before, Google Meet is introducing the new green room that will basically allow you to do an audio and video pre-check before you start your meeting.
Which is amazing. Now, I think this is a good point to catch up on, because sometimes we might go on camera and not notice maybe you have something in the background
or the lighting.
The lighting isn't showing that good. So when you start or prepare to join a meeting, in the usual ready to join window that first appears, you will now see a small button below your video that says check your audio and video. Just click on that button and a pop-up window will not only show your video image, but allow you to see and change which microphone, speaker, and camera is currently live. Now, this is very important for people who use their laptops and are using, for example, a microphone or a different headset.
Yeah.
Now, some people use AirPods, some people use different type of headsets or microphones. And then a next button will appear on that pop-up window that does let you record a short 6-second video sample, allowing you to see how you will look and sound to the others in your meeting.
Can I just say this is genius because nowadays Google Meets, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, they've become a lifeline. They're not just a backup option that we use. Many meetings take place online, especially as COVID-19 cases have been surging, and having the option to get a 6-second video sample to see exactly how you would sound like, how you would look like before you start your meeting will definitely make you look a lot more professional before you actually join.
Yes, now meetings, a new green room can even be more helpful as you can test various forms of lighting, just like you said, Omnia. And some people actually, because they like their privacy.
Yeah.
They'll put something in the background.
Virtual backgrounds.
Maybe it'll be in the Bahamas, chilling. Maybe they'll be at the Sharjah waterfront doing something nice, but they're in the room.
It's
logged
just
out.
a bed behind you and curtains, and life is good.
I've seen a lot of people, even on big media stations, Omnia, when it comes to TV. We're talking about big TV presenters. They'll have a green screen behind them talking, because at the end of the day, privacy. No one wants to have their room showing, and they just want the main person, which is their face, to be in that video.
Exactly. And when you think back in time, having a green room or creating that green screen effect, it required a lot of materials. It was very expensive. It wasn't something that anybody and everybody could have.
Yeah.
But now with a click of a button,
yes. Before you had to have actually a green screen actually behind you. And now I do believe that TikTok kind of pushed that, because TikTok now has that feature and did have that feature where you can have a kind of a fake green screen behind you,
and you can
put
be anywhere.
Screenshots and people make some funny videos about that.
Yes.
So they use that form of entertainment to use it for productivity wise.
Yes, and I think it's a great opportunity for anyone who wants to look a little bit more professional, especially if you're holding a big meeting. Let us know, what do you think of Google's new green room feature? It's available now for anyone to go ahead and use. All you'll need to do is update your app if you are actually using it through the application, not the web browser.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. But that is our time for today. Text in at 4215. Are you excited for that green room? But I do know that it is Thursday and we are getting ready for the long-awaited weekend.
Yes.
But again, ladies and gentlemen, we are still in the COVID-19 pandemic. You need to take all the precautions and preventive measures that the UAE government has given us for us all to be safe. And always remember, ladies and gentlemen, you are responsible.
Yes, indeed. Make sure you keep wearing your masks, keep sanitizing, and maintaining social distancing. We want to wish you a beautiful weekend. Make sure you keep Pulse 95 locked, because the Dream Team, Aisha Al-Mazmi and Mikhail Atiyah, are going to be coming up with their weekend recommendations on Afternoon Karak. It's a show that you do not want to miss.
If you liked this episode of Future Talk, drop a like and subscribe.
Pulse 95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.